Hi everyone! Welcome back to Children's Church at Kent United Church of Christ. This is our virtual Children's Church for Sunday, November 15th. I can't believe we're already in the middle of November. Time is flying. It's another Sunday, which means that it's time for another Sunday shout out. This week, I want to shout out Simon. Hi, Simon. I hope you're doing well. I hope school is going well. And I hope that you have a good week ahead. I really miss you, and I can't wait to see you once again soon. I invite you to grab your church candle as we settle in for Children's Church today. And either you can flip the switch on if it's battery operated, or you can have a guardian or parent help you light your candle with a match or a lighter. So please light your candle with me right now. Remember, when we light our candles together, it reminds us that this is a sacred, holy, or set apart time and place. And it kind of gives us a sense of being together even though we're not together, since we are lighting our candles all together at the same time wherever we are. So please repeat after me. God is with me. God is with you. Wherever we are, God is there too. Our responsive call to worship this week is really easy. All you have to say is, God provides. So let's try it together. God provides. And you can do it just like that. So please join me in our call to worship as we come together to worship God today. God, be with us today as we learn God provides. While the Israelites were wandering in the desert afraid, they learned God provides. Sometimes we too are like the Israelites, wandering and afraid. We can be like them and know God provides. It's time to have a little more fun as we go over to Miss Runa, who will continue this month with our song. So I invite you to get on your feet and get ready to move, because this month is such a fun song full of movements and motion. So take it away, Miss Runa.
Hi everyone! I have a new video for you. It's going to be the new song for November, and it's called It's Not By Might. It's not by might, it's not by power, by my spirit, says the Lord. It's not by might, it's not by power, by my spirit, says
continuing to learn about the story of Moses and the Israelites, as found in the book of the Bible called Exodus. You can follow along with me on page 68 in your story Bible, All of Us. This is chapter 11, What's for Breakfast? Listen for a word from God. God had freed the Israelites from slavery in Egypt, but their joy did not last long. After the Israelites left the Red Sea, Moses led them through the sure desert for 3 days before finding water. They did find water at Marah, but it was bitter, which is how that place got its name. The people complained and said, "Moses, what are we going to drink?" Moses asked the Lord for help, and the Lord told him to throw a piece of wood into the water. Moses did so, and the water became fit to drink. Then God came to them with instructions. If the people were careful to obey, to do what was right, and to pay attention to God's commandments, then all would be well. Not long after that, the people of Israel entered the Sinai desert. There they complained to Moses and Aaron again. "We wish the Lord had killed us in Egypt. When we lived there, we could at least sit down and eat all the bread and meat we wanted. But you have brought us out here into this desert, where we are going to starve." The Lord said to Moses, "I will send bread down from heaven like rain. Each day the people can go out and gather only enough for that day. That's how I will see if they obey me. But on the 6th day of each week, they must gather and cook twice as much." Moses turned to Aaron and said, "Bring the people together, because the Lord has heard their complaints." Aaron was speaking to them when everyone looked out toward the desert and saw the bright glory of the Lord in a cloud. The Lord said to Moses, "I have heard my people complain. Now tell them that each evening they will have meat, and each morning they will have more than enough bread. Then they will know that I am the Lord their God." That evening, a lot of quails came and landed everywhere in the camp, and the next morning, dew covered the ground. After the dew had gone, the desert was covered with thin flakes that looked like frost. The people had never seen anything like this, and they started asking each other, "What is it?" Moses answered, "This is the bread that the Lord has given you to eat. And he orders you to gather about 2 quarts for each person in your family. That should be more than enough." Moses told them not to keep any of it until morning, but the people didn't listen. They saved some until morning, and it became filled with worms and smelled bad. They learned that every morning they should gather only what they could eat that day. However, on the 6th day of the week, everyone gathered enough to have 4 quarts instead of 2. When the leaders reported this to Moses, he told them that the Lord had said, "Tomorrow is the Sabbath, a sacred day of rest in honor of me. So gather all you want to bake or boil, and make sure you have enough for tomorrow." The people obeyed, and the next morning the food smelled fine and had no worms. A few of the Israelites did go out to look for some bread, but there was none. Then the Lord said, "Moses, how long will you people keep disobeying my laws and teachings? Remember that I was the one who gave you the Sabbath. That's why on the 6th day, I provide enough bread for 2 days. Everyone is to stay home and rest on the Sabbath." And so they rested on the Sabbath. The people of Israel called the food manna. It was white and tasted like wafers made with honey. God instructed Moses to keep 2 quarts of the manna so that future generations could see how God fed them in the desert. The Israelites ate manna for 40 years until they came to the land of Canaan. Here ends our Bible story today. Thanks be to God for still speaking.
God provides. God provides. God gives us more than enough.
I really enjoy this Bible story. I think I say that every week, but I do like Bible stories. But I really enjoy this Bible story because God gave the Israelites exactly what they needed and didn't give them any more, so they didn't have the chance to hoard. And the ones who tried to hoard found out that that wasn't the greatest idea because worms got into the food, and then it smelled bad and got really moldy and gross. I think that the point of this story is that God provides, and it's up to us to trust that God will provide for us, and that it's up to us to make sure that we share God's goodness as well. I was thinking about this a little bit. When I was a youth, I participated in something called the 30-hour famine. And what we would do is we would not eat for 30 hours, and we would talk about the world and how there are people and places that had no food. And something that I learned during the 30-hour famine when I was a youth was that we actually have enough food in the world to feed everybody and make sure everybody has enough. But we just aren't that great at sharing. And I think that's important for us to know, that God gives us more than enough, and we have to make sure that we share what we have more than enough of. So this week, I would love for you to sit down with your family and to talk about what you have more than enough of, and maybe what you can share with others so they can have enough.
In the word thanks. All right. It's time for our November Bible verse. And our November Bible verse is from the book of Psalm, again in the Old Testament, and the book of Psalm is where our September Bible verse came from. But this is from chapter 86, verse 12. So here's the verse. I give thanks to you, O Lord my God, with my whole heart, and I will glorify your name forever. So let's say it together in a spirit of thanksgiving. I give thanks to you, O Lord my God, with my whole heart, and I will glorify your name forever. So I hope you enjoy your November. It's a special time with your family. Take time to stop and give thanks for all the many blessings in your life. And maybe we can think about ways that we can be a blessing to others. Maybe we can give someone a helping hand or smile with the people that we live with. And maybe we can share a kind word. And really important, be sure and say thank you to the people who are doing things for you every day. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy November. See you soon. Take care. Be safe.
Please join me in prayer. Dear God, we are glad to be with you in prayer right now. We ask you to open our eyes, our ears, and our hearts so we can notice people around us who need our help. Let us work to be kind and generous and loving to others. And if we are having times when we feel scared or angry or upset, let us know that you care for us and you are always ready to listen. We are glad that you are with us all the time and love us for who we are. Amen.
Thank you, Miss Eileen, for reminding us of our Bible verse this November. And thank you, Miss Sue, for leading us in a prayer this week. Go forth this week. Remember that God is the great provider. God gives us more than enough. Let us trust that God will do that, and let us be moved to share what we have more than enough of so that everyone can have enough. Have a great week. I'll see you next time.